Hello, everyone. So, welcome to today's session, which is on solving geometry without theorems. So, this session is brought to you by me, Nilanjan Dutta, a K100 Tyler, the topmost educators on an academy and an academy plus for the CAT and the MB exams segment. So this is today's session of the free session. So I request all of you to kindly take out the next 1-2 minutes to share the session link with various CAT preparation groups and forums so that more and more people can be part of today's session. So kindly share the session link around in various CAT preparation groups and forums. Meanwhile, good evening, Ronet, Shubham, DJ, Yamini, Himalaya, Aneet. So this is a brief about myself, and I wanted the opportunity to inform all of you about the currently running Plus courses, which includes DILR Batch 1, have just started, and it's a course which is designed to give your DILR scores a plus 20, 25 marks boost. All of you are planning to be part of it can go to the following link and be a part of the DILR live classes. Along with DILR, we've also launched what is a CAT 2020 strategy course, which is covering not only DILR, but all the three sections, that is VRC, QA, and DILR. It's part of the link that I've shared in the chat window on the right-hand side. So do make sure you're clicking there and being a part of both these courses. To be a part of it, you need to be part of the Unacademy Plus CAT subscription, wherein you need to choose the 12-month subscription plan because that is the most useful and the cheapest on a per monthly basis. You can see it's 58% off. Plus, you get further discounts on using the code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. Remember, there's no space between Nilanjan and Dutta. You can use as a discount code. I'll reduce the prices even below this 58% off. So just go to unacademy.com/plus and subscribe. They'll also give you access to the Quants live classes. Also, currently we are planning a toppers batch that will be starting from March. So be part of the 12-month subscription. The toppers batch for March, it starts from March and go on all the way till November. So do make sure that all of you are subscribed for the 12 months. It will be taken only by previous years. CAT toppers will be taking all the sessions as part of this particular batch, where I'll be taking a lot of the sessions as well. So how do you get a discount? You choose the 12-month subscription plan. Here in the referral code section, you enter the code Nilanjan Dutta or subscribing, and then you click on apply. You'll see apply successfully. The price will reduce, and then you are good to go. All those who have any doubts on the Unacademy Plus subscription plan can ping me at this number 98364-79531 for any doubts on the Unacademy Plus CAT subscription. Also, those of you who want to attend the following free live sessions where we'll be discussing SimCAT questions like today's session, you can again ping me at this number so I can add you to the group so you will always get notified whenever the next free session is happening. When you're subscribing, remember there's no space between Nilanjan and Dutta in the discount code. So first of all, before we start with the first question, credits to the IMS SimCAT team and the IMS team for granting us permission to discuss these SimCAT questions. So in every question, I'll give you all around a couple of minutes to try and solve it by yourselves, where I show you all the most optimized approach of solving such questions. Good evening, Kanishk. Dipayan, Shuchi, Aman, amazing. So this question is a question from geometry based on area. So what you need to do is find the approximate area of the shaded region. Good evening, Divya, Vanchita, Sachin. So try solving this question. This is an IMS SimCat question from the previous years. Interestingly, if you notice the session name, it is Geometry Without Theorem, which means almost all the questions can be solved without having to remember too many formulas or complex theorems. So let us see how to go about doing that. So try solving this question. I'll make the poll active. Answers. So the poll is active. So start providing your answers, everybody. So I see there are two prominent options where people are confused, B and D. So how do you do this question? Very simple approach. Forget about what the question is saying. Forget about all the data in the question. Any square, any square will have side length as same. So it's basically S and S. What is S? S is the diameter of the circle, which means the radius of the circle is S by 2, or the area of the circle is going to be pi S square by 4. And what will be the area of the square? The area of the square will be S square, which means whatever happens, the ratio of the area of the circle to the square will be pi by 4. Pi by 4 means 3.14 by 4, which means the area of the outside portions will be 0.86 by 4 times into the area of the square. So this is the easy part. The difficult part is computing the area of the square. Can anybody help me compute? How do we compute the area of the square? The area of the circle, Sachin, the area of the circle to the area of the square is pi by 4. Pi s square by 4 by s square. That is 3.14 by 4. We are talking about the shaded portion. That is the portion outside is 3.14. 3.14 is the non-shaded portion. The shaded portion is 4 minus 3.14, right? Or 1 minus 3.14 by 4. So that is 0.86 by 4. The challenging part starts now. How do I compute the area of the square? Anybody? And this is where a lot of you would have got stuck in the question and wasted time. In all such questions, forget the area of the square. Just look at this value. What is it? 0.86. 86 is a multiple of 43, which is a prime factor. Can anybody look at the options and tell me which option is a multiple of 86 or 43? Which option is a multiple of 86 or 43? Option D. So forget the question, simply look at the options, mark the answer, and leave. It hardly takes 30 seconds to simply mark the answer and leave in geometry. Is this clear to everybody? And this will work in every type of question. This approach will work in every type of question. Good evening, Priyanka, Jyoti, Ritik, Akshata. Let's move on to the next question. Next one. You need to find the length of AC. Good evening, Amog. Try solving this question. Good evening, Amog and Rakesh. Rakesh, good evening. So try solving this question. So I'll make the poll active in a few seconds' time. How do we do this, anybody? Again, Ronit, do you realize half of the people who are attending this session don't even know the name of that theorem that you've mentioned? Believe me, half of the people who are attending this session don't even know the name of the theorem that you have mentioned. No, if you know the theorem, it's good, but I'm just talking about for the rest. I'm sure half of the people don't even know the theorem name that you mentioned. They might be knowing things like Pythagoras and all, but they definitely don't know the one that you mentioned just now. Can you ever calculate the length of a value in a triangle? Can the length of any side in a triangle ever be calculated? Yes or no? First question. Can it be calculated? Yes or no? Yes. If yes, what is the only way to calculate? Similarity. Every triangle's every length is calculated ultimately on the basis of similarity. Now the quick. Don't worry about which sides are similar, which angles are similar and all. Ultimately, you have to use similarity. Look at the two values. There are only two values given to you. One of them is a multiple of 3. One of them is a multiple of 3. What does it mean? The answer will be a multiple of 3. Can anybody tell me which of the options is a multiple of 3? Option D. So the answer is 3 root 5. Again, don't complicate things by trying to apply various theorems and so on. Simply look at the question, look at the options, mark the right answer, leave. Remember, you don't have the luxury of attempting 15, 20 questions. Unacademy Plus students are expected to attempt at least 30 questions minimum, even in the most difficult of papers. So you don't have the luxury of wasting time on questions. Sachin, forget problem. That is not required for CAT. See, it says this is equal to this, right? EAC is equal to ECD. So this angle is this. This is both 90 degrees. So basically, these two triangles are similar. Correct? These two triangles are similar. Yes or no? Now, AC by CD. AC by CD is going to be equal to EC by ED. Yes or no? AC by CD is equal to EC by ED. Yes or no? What is ED? 4. What is AC? 6. What is EC? 2 root 5. So what will be the answer? The answer will be 2 root 5 into 6 by 4. So look at the final stage. The final stage, I am multiplying by 6. In the last stage, whatever happens, I'm multiplying by 6, which means ultimately I have to get a multiple of 3. Whatever I do, whatever I do, I will always end up getting a multiple of 3. So any prime factor that you're getting, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and higher as it goes, 43, whatever, always remember the answer should ideally be a factor of that. That is how similarity works. The final stages cancel 3 by 2. So you have to multiply by 3. That is the final step. Rakesh, are you attending all the Unacademy Plus live classes? Are you attending all the Unacademy Plus live classes? Please make sure that you're attending them. If you attend them, given that CAT is around 10 months away, there's a lot of time for you to easily master these approaches. So first thing, make sure that you're going to unacademy.com/plus. You can click on this link and also go and subscribe and get subscribed to Unacademy Plus. You can use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta subscribe and make sure you're attending every session live. Do not just subscribe for the sake of it. Subscribe and then make sure you're attending every session live, including sessions which are lined up tomorrow as well. And then you'll easily master it in the next few days. No, that is not available. But what will happen is, if you're part of the subscription, you'll get access to not just quants, but quants live classes, DILA live classes, verbal strategic sessions for VARC. All of them will be part of this thing. So Rohan, they are plus class sessions. They are part of the Unacademy Plus CAT subscription. You can click on that link and you can go to it. Or you can click on this link. It is not just for CAT. It's going to cover your CAT exam, all your OMETs, ZAT, IIFT, and so on. ZAT, IIFT, then what are the other exams? GDPI, all of that is part of the single subscription. SNAP and all of them are covered as part of the single subscription. Okay, just make sure that you're going for a 12-month subscription. I'll cover you for the entire period. Also, I hope you're aware of the fact we are starting a toppers batch from March onwards. Will continue until November. An 8-month course which will be covering all the 3 sections, where all the sessions will be taken only by previous year's toppers for these exams, where I'll be taking a bulk of the sessions along with other toppers like Patrick D'Souza and so on. So do make sure you're being a part of the session. Subscribe immediately and use the code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. Remember, there's no space for Nilanjan and Dutta in the code. You can click on the link shared to go to the subscription page and subscribe. Let's move on to the next question. Next one. Good evening, Sanjay, Rakesh. Rohan. Rakesh, you feel it's useful, then you can subscribe. Anyway, the price is not too much. In case you feel a shorter duration might suit you, you can go that. If you feel your bank P exam is 6 months away, you can go for a 6 month subscription also and use the code. Then also the code will work. But for CAT aspirants, 12-month subscription is must because CAT is 10 more than 10 months away. Third one, anybody? The largest possible circle C2. What is the radius of C2? Yes, yes. For 6 months, quants will be prepared. Done. But you'll have the video recordings only for 6 months. If you're going for 6 months, you'll have the video recordings only for 6 months. If your exam is scheduled within 6 months, it's okay. Otherwise, go for a 12-month subscription. November, then you have to go for a 12-month subscription, Rakesh. If it's in November, you go for a 12-month subscription. Anyway, there's not much of a price difference between a 6 month and a 12-month subscription. Answers: radius of C2. So again, I'm seeing three different options coming up: B, C, and D. Good evening, Prerna. So let's say this is 5, this is 4. Okay. I draw a circle like this. What will be the radius? What will be the diameter of this? 4. Yes or no? Diameter will be 4. Correct? So what will be the radius of this? What will be the diameter of this? 1. So the radius will be around half. The radius will be close to half. It says rectangle of side 5 centimeter and 4 centimeter. So I draw a rectangle of 5 centimeter and 4 centimeter. Obviously, my largest circle that is touching three sides can be 4 centimeter. That is, if the diameter is 4 centimeter. Rakesh, I have to draw a circle that is touching three sides. What is the largest circle I can draw? This side is length 4 centimeters. Now, that is the maximum diameter I can draw. The moment I do that, I am done with 4 centimeters done out of 5. So I just have 1 centimeter remaining, within which I need to draw circle. So my answer will be close to 0.5. Can anybody look at the options and tell me which of the options is close to 0.5? Just, I know that the exact answer will not be 0.5. I agree that the exact answer will require more visualization. But can anybody look at the options and tell me which option is close to 0.5? First one is 5 minus 3.4. That is 1.6. Out. What is root 10? Root 10 is 3.2. 6 minus 3.2. That is 2.8. Out. Next one, 7 minus 6.4. That is 0.6. Very much possible. Next one, 8 minus 2 root 10. 1.6. Out. So the answer has to be option C. Again, just play it smartly. Approximation technique is giving you the answer. Is this clear? And these are the kind of questions you're getting in your exam. Remember, in your mock test, the difficult questions where most of you are getting it wrong are these questions where you don't even need to apply a single theorem. No theorem, nothing. Simply observe. That's it you need to do. And believe me, entire geometry, 70-80% questions can be done without knowing a single theorem. Now one point here I would like to make. A lot of people ask me that what if the options are very close? Now, I have one question for you. If the options are close, can you satisfy factors? Logic? No. So only way you can satisfy factors logic is if you keep the options distinct. For example, in this question, if I have to keep all multiples of 43, I'll have to give options like 43, 86, 129, and so on. But in that case, somebody will approximate and get the answer. If I keep the options close like this, then again, somebody will just do the multiple logic and mark the answer. So whatever happens, you can mark the answers at will. So this question, what we are saying is, it says there's a rectangle of side 5 centimeter and 4 centimeter. So that is 5 and 4. You draw a circle which is touching 3 sides of the rectangle. Correct? So that is basically maximum diameter I can have is 4. This way, I can have a maximum diameter of 4 and it's touching these 3 sides. So basically, I have only 1 centimeter left here, which means my radius will be around 0.5. If 1 centimeter is my approximate diameter, my radius will be 0.5. Note, actually, the answer will not be exact 0.5 because somebody can draw a little more bigger circle somewhere here. That is why the answer is not exactly 0.5, but the answer will be approximately 0.5. So look for which of the options is approximately 0.5, slightly more in fact than 0.5. That is only option C. If you look at all the other options, they're even greater than 1. So you have straight away eliminated all of them. Is it clear? Saloni and Rohan? Next question. Root 3 is 1.732. 1.7. Root 10 is 3.2. This is something I expected to know. Root 10 is 3.2. So 6 minus 3.2 is 2.8. 7 minus 2 into 3.2 is 7 minus 6.4. That is 0.6. 8 minus 6.4 is 1.6. Sachin, study geometry and then apply these logics. Rakesh, batches are starting from this Sunday. Also, we have a new batch starting. So do make sure that you're being part of the Unacademy Plus subscription. Also, as I said, we are having a toppers batch, which is only for toppers. And it's going to be where all the sessions also be taken by previous year toppers like me, Patrick D'Souza, and so on, just starting from March. So just make sure to subscribe for the 12-month subscription plan. Let's move to the next question. If you're coming in between all the people who will be taking the sessions have been toppers in the previous years, and I'm not sure how the student thing is being done. That I'm not very sure. But all the so it's a session where all the sessions will be taken by only people like me, Patrick D'Souza, and so on. Okay. So all those people who've been 100 percentilers and so on, 99.9 plus, they are only going to be taking the sessions, not the other educators as part of that course. Next one. What is the area of the circle in square centimeters? Rohan, one of the previous Unacademy Plus students of the live class on Unacademy Plus, he had a score of less than 20 in one of the sections. And after in the live classes, he went on to get a percentile of 99.99 in the same section in CAT the next year. So can you tell me, is the student strong or weak in that section? Somebody who scores less than 20 in a particular year and the next year he scores 99.99 percentile in that section. Would you call him strong or weak? It's all about right approaches. And that is where, if you notice, the kind of steps that we are teaching here is something which anybody can do. It's not something which you need a lot of theorems, need a lot of knowledge. No. You can just start afresh and you can just mark the answers and leave. I'll make the poll active. So Rohan, unfortunately, Unacademy Plus is entirely online. So in that case, you can go for some offline institute. Again, I'm getting three different set of answers. So first thing, what are the option values? What are the option values? The second option is double of first option. That is 5.5 pi. Third option and fourth option is double of third option. So third option is 9.2 pi. Fourth option is 18.4 pi. Okay. Now, what are the questions saying? Area of this particular circle. What is this length? 8. out of which this is 4 and this is 4. So can anybody tell me what is this length? What is this length going to be? What is this length approximately going to be? Anybody? 6. It's obviously more than 4 and less than 8. This diameter is more than 4 and less than 8. So let's say 6. So the diameter is 6. If the diameter is 6, what is the radius? 3. Yes or no? If the radius is 3, what is the area? Pi r square. That is 9 pi. Take 3.3 and calculate. What is 3.3 whole square? 10 to 11 pi. Now tell me which of the options will be the right answer. Which option is going to be the right answer? Again, don't make things complicated. That is why you guys are ending up with the wrong answer. Simple. This is around 6. Diameter is around 6, which means radius is around 3. Area is around 9 pi. The answer will be around 9 pi. Some of you are getting 10 pi. That's okay. 9 to 10 pi. That is option C. Simple. In geometry, they'll obviously double the answer and give you. Why? Because that is how the concept of radius and diameter works. They'll intentionally double the values and give you. Saloni, according to you, what should be the approximate diameter? I'm not saying the diameter is 6. The diameter is not 6. The diameter is approximately 6. Simply draw the figure. How difficult is it to draw this figure? How difficult is it to draw this figure? Absolutely. According to you, Saloni and Rakesh, how much do you think the diameter should be around? According to you, Saloni and Rakesh, how much do you think the diameter should be? Tell me. You can try drawing the figure also and see. Around midway between 4 and 8. So that is around 6. I'm not saying it's exactly 6. I'm not saying it's going to be exactly 6, but around 6. So if the diameter is around 6, the radius is around 3. Whether it is 3.1 or 3.15, how does it matter? I just need to do pi r square. The options are so far away from each other. The options are so far away from each other. One more thing. I have a question now for everybody. Just listen to what I'm saying. Let's say there's a geometry question. Okay? Any geometry question, there is a geometry question. Okay? Now, I draw the same figure freehand with the same set of, I draw the same figure freehand, but I draw it to scale. For example, instead of 10 centimeter, I draw 2 centimeter, 8 centimeter, I draw 1.6 centimeter, and so on. Okay? I draw the same figure freehand to scale. And then whatever answer I get, let's say I get an answer of 5.5, I'll again multiply it back by the scaling factor. That is 5. That is 27.5. Now, my question is, if I draw any geometry question ka figure freehand and I scale back, will I get the right answer, yes or no, irrespective of how complicated the theorems might be? In any geometry question, if I draw the figure freehand using protractor and let's say scale. If I draw it freehand, or if I draw it and I just scale it, will I get the right answer? Yes or no? Those who say yes, it's fine. Those who think no, why no? And will it work in every question? Not just one or two questions, in every question in geometry. Ronit is saying no. Please explain why it won't work in a particular question. Why it won't work in a particular question. I'm drawing the same figure with the same angles. The only maybe it is scaled figure. Saloni's point, I totally understand that she's saying yes because we are simply enlarging the figure. Basically, the figures are remaining similar. I want to understand Ronit's point. Ronit is saying no. Why? No. It can never violate things. If it violates things, then the entire concept of similar triangles would have been violated. This is the problem. You all know theorems, but you don't know why the theorem is working. What is similar theorem? Similar triangles. What is similar angles? It's just same figure, size is variation. When you see maps, what do they tell you? Same thing, it's drawn to scale. This approach will have to work. Not a single question can violate this approach, which means in this question, if you draw the value freehand, you have to get the exact answer. Is it difficult to draw this figure? No. Is it difficult to draw this figure? No. In fact, most of the figures that have been getting the exam, it is not difficult to draw. So now my question is this. If you can do this in geometry, then do you at all need theorems? Trupti, you mean options like this? Close options? Close options? These kind? Factors. Don't try to be too smart and say close option, because the examiner tries to be too smart and say close options. Somebody will simply go by factors. For example, if the options are 11, 12, 13, 14, and if I have a multiple of 11 in the question, that automatically means the answer has to be 11. Otherwise, I have an option of keeping 11, 22, 33, 44. But then I can simply do figure approximation and say that the answer is going to be in the range of 10 to 15 and mark the answer as option A. Now tell me, Trupti, what choice does the examiner have? What choice does the examiner have? Believe me, he has no choice whatsoever. The only thing he can hope is 99% of the students will still try the theorem-based approach and mark up a couple of wrong answers. Few people will be able to do it correctly. Most will get wrong answers and leave. He'll have to just hope that people don't go by these approaches. There's a reason why these quant life classes give you a plus 20, 25 marks boost. Because not just in geometry, in every topic, we ensure that such approaches are mastered. So that at least, in fact, if you look at CAT in the last 2-3 years, when the paper has been difficult, around 15 questions could have been solved using 30 seconds to 1 minute approaches. And I'm talking about difficult questions. I'm talking about difficult questions, which conventional approach takes 4-5 minutes. could have been solved using 30 seconds to 1 minute approach. The last question we try to do, solving it by the conventional approach is not going to be easy. Marking the right answer, that is easy. So at least do what will get you a +3 immediately. So do make sure that all of you are attending each and every session as part of the Unacademy Plus live classes. The link I've shared in the chat window on the right hand side. And do that as soon as possible, preferably because we have sessions lined up tomorrow as well. So subscribe before tomorrow. Use the code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. Remember, go for a 12-month subscription plan. There's no space in the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. Rakesh, I can only take free classes if the audience turnout is good. So if you all can ensure that there are 50 to 100 students attending the free sessions, I can take more and more free sessions. In fact, that is the reason why I've done this tie-up with the IMS SimCAT team. But it's very clear, at least 50 to 100 students must be attending. So if you all can ensure that, then yes, free classes are going to be happening regularly. But it's your duty to ensure that 50 to 100 people are attending. That is the only reason why the IMS team has personally given me this permission to discuss these IMS SimCAT questions. Next one. As I said, you can ping me here. I'll add you to the group where you'll get notifications whenever there is a free session. The frequency of free sessions will depend on the demand. It's very clear. Because this has been done in tie-up with IMS, it's not just an academy thing. Okay? So only if there is a lot of students attending, then only it will be done. Free sessions. Because I hope you all realize that it's not benefiting Unacademy or IMS otherwise unless there's a good viewership on this. I hope you understand the business sense part of it. Next question. What is the area in square units of the quadrilateral ABCD? Shared this number, Rakesh. And also do make sure that all of you are subscribing before tomorrow sessions. In fact, we have a tomorrow session at 10 p.m. So before that, do make sure all of you are subscribed to unacademy.com/plus. Answers. So this is a relatively easier session. The easier question. So here you have minus 2 comma 3. Here you have 16 comma 3. Here you have B, which is 4 comma 11. And here you have 22 comma 11. So what is this gap? 4 to 22 is 18. What is this gap? 18. What is this gap? Anybody? What is this gap? 3 to 11. The gap is from 3 to 11, right? In terms of height, y-axis is 11 here, 3 here. That is 8. So the answer will be 18 into 8. So that is 144. Hence the answer is option 3. That is 144. Thanks, Rakesh. Please do ensure that you're informing all your friends as well to subscribe to this channel. The channel link I've shared with you. Do ask all your friends in various CAT preparation groups and forums to subscribe to the channel so that they can be part of more of these sessions. On that note, gentle reminder. So tomorrow we have the next session as part of the live classes. Batch 1 has just started. Just make sure that you're attending each and every session live and giving yourself a plus 20-25 marks boost. Use the discount code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing, but subscribe for the 12-month subscription plan, which is already at 58% off. Plus, you get additional discounts if you're using the code Nilanjan Dutta with no space for Nilanjan and Dutta in the discount code. But do that as soon as possible before tomorrow's live classes. That'll also include the Quants live classes, the CAT strategy course, as well as the toppers batch that is starting from March and will go all the way till November. So do make sure you subscribe for the 12-month subscription. Will cover the entire period. This will give yourself a chance to get a plus 20-25 marks boost in each of the 3 sections as far as CAT is concerned. How do you get a discount code? So what you can do is immediately click on the given link that I've shared in the chat window. Then select the subscription plan, the 12-month subscription plan. Here in the referral code section, enter the code Nilanjan Dutta. There's no space in Nilanjan Dutta in the code. Click on apply. You'll see apply successfully. The price will reduce, and then you can check out. But make sure you're doing that as soon as possible before tomorrow 10 p.m. session. Also, for all of you who want to attend the free SimCAT sessions, just ping here, drop a ping here so that you're added to the groups where you get regular stream of information. The frequency of these free sessions will depend on the audience. In case there is 50 to 100 people attending regularly, then only the IMS team and the academic team will permit the discussion of these SimCAT questions on my channel. So do make sure you're adding all your friends who are preparing for CAT once you're added to the DL. And do inform all your friends to subscribe to an Academy Plus subscription as well using the code Nilanjan Dutta while subscribing. On that note, thank you everybody and happy learning.